So just a quick video to explain about the notes on the staff. The staff are the 5 lines that you read on music. So we're going to use our hand staff to learn this. One really good way of memorizing that it is the word staff is that if you write down S-T-A-F-F, that gives you the word staff. And like dwarf becomes dwarves and leaf becomes leaves, then one staff becomes the 2 staves of piano. So what we have is, thinking about my piano students, the top staff is always played by the right hand, or almost always played by the right hand, and the bottom staff is almost always played by the left hand. So if we use our right hand for this purpose, and if we use our left hand for this purpose over here, then we've got the top staff, which has the sentence, "Every good boy deserves food." Every good boy deserves food. And in the spaces in between, we have "fancy a chocolate egg." So every good boy deserves food, and what kind of food do we deserve? Fancy a chocolate egg. Maybe not the most healthy choice, but something to help us remember. Every good boy deserves food. Fancy a chocolate egg. So this gives us the notes of E for every, G for good, B for boy, D for deserves, and F for food. So if we were to look at music and see the top staff, which is where we play our right hand, if a note was on the first line, it would be an E. If it's on the second line, it would be a G, and so on. E, G, B, D, F. Every good boy deserves food. Also, if the notes were in the spaces, so we can put the notes in the spaces as well. And in between E and G, we have the note F. Fancy A. In between G and B, we've got an A. In between B and D, we've got a C. And in between D and E, we have in between D and F, we have an E. So fancy a chocolate egg. So every good boy deserves food. Fancy a chocolate egg. One really fun game to play is something that I call musical words. So you can use these letters to find words. These words, you are allowed to have letters repeated. You're also allowed to use what are called acronyms. So ABBA is a really good acronym. That's A-B-B-A. And it's good for 2 reasons. Letters are repeated. Remember, you're allowed to use letters that are repeated. And also the word ABBA, or the band's name ABBA, was the first letters of the members. So something like, remember, every good boy, B-B-C, uses letters twice. And also the British Broadcasting Corporation, or the BBC, are things we could use. We could have the letter A. It's short, but it works. A. Ace. Remember, fancy a chocolate egg. A-C-E. So, I found 34 of these words. I have a student whose mum had a special interest in Belgian fungus who found a word that I can't remember what it was. So if you can find words, post them in the comments below and we can all help each other. So these are the notes for the top staff. I would suggest that you write down these words on your manuscript, and also you can play them on the piano. Some of them sound really good on, or you can play them on any instrument. If you use the treble staff, that's the treble staff up there, fancy a chocolate egg. It will work on anything on the piano, of course, because you use both staves. If you're a vocalist, this really helps. If you are a guitarist, if you're a bassist, it really helps. So that's all the instruments I teach. I also teach the drums as well, but this is useless for drums. We use a different staff on drums. if you're a violinist, flautist. If you play a pitched instrument, then the treble clef, the right hand or the top staff, all the same information. Every good boy deserves food, fancy a chocolate egg. 2 sentences, both relating to one subject, food. If I use my left hand now, I can give you 2 sentences, both relating to one subject, this time animals. Grizzly bears don't fear anything. And all cows eat grass. So that's grizzly, G for grizzly, B for bears, D for don't, F for fear, and A for anything. So that's grizzly bears don't fear anything. And all cows eat grass. So the letter A for all, the letter letter C for cows, letter E for eat, and the letter G for grass. Again, if we play musical words by writing these on the staff or playing them, writing them as individual letters, we can write them all on top of each other and make chords out of these things. We can get things like, remember, all cows eat grass. So we could put the word cage. C, all cows. So there's my C, there's my A, there's my G, and there's my E. And I suppose finally we could get C, A, G, E, D for caged. Cows all grass eat. Letter C, letter A, letter G, letter E, and then on the line I've got the D. So what I've looked at in that video is this little game that I call musical words. I've used my hand staff of the right hand, the treble staff. I've used my left hand, which is the bass staff. I've given you a sentence which relates to food, and another sentence relates to food, and a sentence that relates to animals, and another sentence that relates to animals. As I said, I've found 34 words there. Let's just see how many we can get in the comments. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.